Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. However, you want to take it, but I think that this guy is trolling Zelensky like there's no tomorrow. And I'm talking about Yevgeny Prigozhin, the bad guy. One of them. There's so many in Russia that I can't keep on track. So he is the founder of Wagner Group, and he is he posted a video with him in a cockpit of a fighter jet, a Russian fighter jet, and he calls out Zelensky to meet and fight in the air. I mean, remember when he when he was at Soledar, I think, with that whatever he was, cannon, and he was okay. I'm all right here in Soledar. I heard you are in Soledar. Let's meet and fight. I think it was Soledar. I can't remember, but anyway, it was about 2 months ago. Now I have this article, and it's funny, and it has also a video. So here is this is Prigozhin here. So this comes from the Telegraph. Russia-Ukraine war. Wagner founder challenges Zelensky to a dogfight for control of Bakhmut. And remember, this is in the he's in the cockpit. It's not going to be very how do you call it? I will try to make the volume at the highest and bring this closer to me. So let's hear it. And it also has English how do you call it, caption. We have landed, Volodymyr Zelensky. We have bombed Bakhmut. Tomorrow I will fly a MiG-29. If you so desire, let's meet in the skies. If you win, you take Bakhmut. If not, we advance till the river Dnipro. Yeah. Well, you can make things up, man. I mean, I can't, I can't deny, man. This was funny. However you want to take it. Let's see what else this Telegraph says. So the founder of Russian notorious Wagner mercenary group challenged Volodymyr Zelensky to a dogfight on Monday for the control of Bakhmut, as Ukraine braced for a renewed Russian offensive. Evgeny Prigozhin threw down the gauntlet to the Ukrainian leader in a bizarre video from the cockpit of a Sukhoi 24 fighter bomber, claiming he has just flown a night sortie over the town in the eastern Donbas region. I don't believe that, but it's a different story. I don't have evidence to confirm or deny that, but anyway. So let's see what else. And I'm quoting what Prigozhin said. Vladimir Alexandrovich Zelensky, we have landed. We have bombed Bakhmut, end quote. He said, and I'm quoting again, I will fly a MiG-29. If you so desire, let's meet in the skies. If you win, you'll take Artemivsk, in parentheses, Bakhmut Soviet era time. If not, we advance till Dnipro, the river. Okay, end quote. The Battle of Bakhmut is fast approaching a tipping point, with Russia throwing fresh waves of troops into the assault of Donetsk city. I don't think so. I think it's all done over there in Bakhmut. According to the information I got from other articles, and I made videos on those articles, the Ukrainians are mostly in circles there. So I think they're pack their shit and go and fight another day. If they are normal, if they are not normal, they will lose their lives without proving anything over there. But hey, it's their choice. Proving what? They're heroes? Okay, well, do that. It's your life. That's fine. Fine with me. The problem is the articles that I read regarding that, and I made videos on that. Those articles stated that it was an article from I think it was a Western media. It was not Ukrainska Pravda. I think it was based on the British intelligence. They said that the Ukrainians, this gave away that they are, all right, they said that the Ukrainians are building or getting ready new defense lines behind Bakhmut. Now, if you do that, that means these guys in Bakhmut, they will jump over and stay behind that and fight from there. And if there's new defense lines, that means they were not planned. That means they didn't plan to lose Bakhmut. Now they do. And I said on the 1st of February, I made a video and I said, I think that Bakhmut fell already. Today is what? The 6th? I give it one more day, maximum 2, when we're going to find out. Actually, the Ukrainians completed their mission or the tasks necessary, and they moved back or moved away from Bakhmut to save lives. And the Russians are advancing very, very slowly with a lot of casualties and destroying and killing a lot of civilians and civilian infrastructure. That's kind of how that's gonna play. Why I'm saying this, not because I'm an idiot, is because I've been already Pavlovian, conditioned to see things like this. Whenever I see a Ukrainska Pravda or a New Voice of Ukraine or a Ukraine Forum or Kiev Independent, these are the articles I usually read from or European Pravda from the Ukrainian side, and it's always the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. And I know that, sometimes people exaggerate, but some people cannot see through or read between the lines, if you know what I mean. So let's see what else happens here with these guys. Besides, in the recent months, Mr. Prigozhin has sought to promote his image publicly as part of a rumored attempt to oust and replace Russia's beleaguered defense minister Sergei Shoigu. That's not going to happen. Despite his boast, Moscow has been unable to fully capture Bakhmut, not yet, with Ukrainian forces still repelling multiple attacks on smaller settlements surrounding the town. But they lost, I think, at least 3. It was yesterday. 3, not communication. We'll get your resources routes. The supply routes. They are done with that. They're not going to get anything else from there. Mercenaries from Prigozhin's Wagner Group have spearheaded the brutal 8-month-long effort by Russia to capture the town, although analysts argue it was little military significant. If it was of a little military significance, why are you fighting like crazy over there? I mean, I don't have only Zelensky saying that will not fall. They even sent over there the mighty Azov, not battalion anymore, 3 regiments. They right now is under a different name. I can't remember the military. It's 3 battalions is this, but I can't. It's not regiment, it's not battalion, it's something else. I can remember it. I made a video on it, but forgot the name. So even those, and they're all ready to die. Okay, like you died in Mariupol, where you came out to save lives after you fulfilled all the tasks, 2,456 of you. Good for you that you came out. Otherwise, you would have been starved over there on who knows what else. That was a good decision, but to say that, hey, we just came out, no, you just, you couldn't. Anyway, war is bad. This is what I'm trying to say. The problem is people just miss the point at one from time to time, looking at it and say, wait a minute, why am I doing this? Who's behind this? Is it really what they tell me I'm fighting for? And the other one's the same way. But in recent weeks, regular, well-trained Russian troops have been brought in to lead what could be the final charge, also dealing a blow to Mr. Prigozhin, standing with the Kremlin. That's in your heads, guys. That's another thing. It's just in your heads. Ukraine's general staff said on Monday that there is a complete, I'm quoting, there is a complete lack of coordination and interaction between the Russian military and Prigozhin's mercenaries attempting to encircle Bakhmut. And I said again and again, if the enemy is so disorganized as you say, General Staff said it, if they're so stupid, if they're so poorly prepared, if their weapons are jamming, if their airplanes are falling because they're too heavy, if they have very bad, weapons, how in the they still advancing, or at least resisting your mighty, how? Doesn't that make you look even worse because you get your butt kicked by these losers? I mean, keep your mouth shut, because people like me could interpret it differently. And why do I interpret that way? Because when I used to fight, and when I used to fight in competitions, a full contact and all that, if you lost, and I lost, sometimes I won. If you lose, and let's say the guy got to be the European champion, at the end you say, well, at least I lost to the European champion, that became the European champion. I participated in European championships on 3 occasions. So anyway, if you lose, you can say, well, at least I lost from the guy who won, and he was good. He was better than me. Okay, good. But if you lose, someone is going to lose in the next round, or you're not going to say about, oh, I lost from a guy, he was so dumb, he was so weak, he was, that means you were weaker than that guy because you lost. So I mean, you learn that early, at least, if not through direct experience, at least by opening a freaking book, not a porn magazine or something. Anyway, my friends, Prigozhin is just trolling Zelensky, and I don't think that Prigozhin has any knowledge of any military strategy or anything like that, but he doesn't have to, as I don't think Biden knows anything about economy or anything else of anything. But he's still our president, so you know what I mean. And he picks his advisors and the heads of his departments carefully. Well, how do you know? If you don't know anything about a subject, how in the hell can you assess if that guy comes and tells you, President, sir, let me report to you, we should do this, implement this? I think you're right, because you don't know anything about the subject. So if you don't know anything about any subject, anybody can come and sell you anything they want. So you need to have at least a foundation of certain things that you know, and I don't think our politicians have that. I remember when I spoke here with a politician, and the politician told me, talking about what are the attributes of a politician, and she told me, well, I said, knowledge, courage, understanding of the human nature, strategy, geopolitics, history, mathematics. I was like getting everything, what I thought it was. And she said, well, like you're just off target. And she said, all you need is charisma. And I was like, I said, yeah, but I said, with charisma, if you're just, hey, baby doll, vote for me, let me show you if you know what I mean. Okay, you get a certain kind of people. But then when you get there, what are you going to do? And she said, well, you're going to pick the right people to lead the right team. But I said, how can you verify? Because if you don't know anything about anything, how can you verify that those guys are not working actually for someone else? And they come and tell you, and you can't verify. No. She never, ever asked herself that question. She was a politician, and not at low level anyway. She was not a senator or anything like that, but anyway, I'm just saying. And that's the way some people see things, and when you ask them, it's like, what the hell is going on? It's like, for instance, let's say you and I, okay, let's say you don't speak French at all, and I just, hey, I don't know, I say, au revoir, mademoiselle, or ça va, I give you 3, 4, 5 words, and you don't know anything about French. Emil speaks fluently French. Yeah, but that's all I know. Let's say, that's not all I know, but let's say that's all I know. You cannot assess how much I know, and you go to your friends, oh man, Emil is such a polylingual guy. He speaks French, he speaks English, he speaks Romanian, he speaks Japanese, he speaks... Why? Because you don't know shit. So I can use, 3 sentences that I memorized before I met you, and I just impressed you and you don't know anything. So the same with this guy. Prigozhin is doing his job. Paying money and organizing. That's what he is doing. And there are other people, but I don't think he's an idiot though. Like the shuffling madness here, that I think he's just... And I don't think it's the age. I think the guy, age and Alzheimer, I think the guy is very, 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 very sneaky. In his stupidity or ignorance, I think he's very, very sneaky as an individual. I think he pulls the strings as I think he's very sneaky on that one. He turns around, look what happened with his family. And how he's still where he's at after 3 attempts, or how many attempts he had. He got to be the president in the condition that he is in. Well, that tells you the level of the electorate, doesn't it? Remember that you elected that guy to be the president. Instead of saying, no, 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 this is out, bring me someone. Someone, I say someone better. Someone, because this guy doesn't even, how do you call it, meet the criteria, the basic criteria. Well, and if you vote because you don't like the other guy, that's again stupid. Because that means, let's say you have Mussolini and Stalin, and you say, well, I don't like Stalin, I'm going to vote for Mussolini, yeah. No, you say, no, I don't vote for Stalin, I don't vote for Mussolini. The system somewhere is up if it allows two of this kind to get right there. I'm not conflating or putting together like, what's his name? It was an example, okay? Like this guy is Mussolini or Stalin. I'm just giving an example. You can't have that. But you have this guy that's like, shakes hands with the air, yeah, and you expect that guy to be pam, pam, pam. This guy sleeps more than his conscious. His unconscious, I would say, I don't even know, but you know what I mean. Bigger proportion that he's conscious, he's unconscious. And not unconscious because he's unconscious because he's like, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.